don't know if this is a question is now or the new business. So I could wait if you want, but following up on public comment that I heard tonight, and I do have gumption. I'd like to talk more about making our acting chief more official. I've had personal conversations with him. I have shared with him that he has my full unwavering support. And when I sit here and I think, and I listen to the public comment tonight, and I think about all the other comments that I've received, unsolicited feedback from the community, and I think about the fact that I am here to serve the community and what the community needs, I'm more than happy to bring up a motion under new business to make this more official pending contract negotiations and things like that. But I wanted to, like, can we have a conversation about it? Because I also don't want it to be awkward. And I know we've been having, some chats about it and stuff like that in smaller groups. So if I did bring it up as a motion, which is unusual, I didn't want to catch anybody by surprise or make things awkward. So
I'd be proud to second that motion if you made it, so.
Okay.
If I could look to Mr. Ernst to maybe provide an update, because there's a hiring process going on. It might be worth doing a quick update for everyone so everyone knows where we are in the process there.
Sure.
Thank you.
So at this point, we have received 19 resumes and applications for police chief of Lansdale Borough. As directed by council, I've been working with 3 consulting chiefs from the area and members of a search team from council. And all of the members of that team have been given access to the resumes. They've been asked to provide a summary numbering system for the resumes so that we can provide a top 10 list, so to speak. And then we'll go through that list to come up with a group of candidates that seem to fit everybody's collective numbering system. Once we come up with that, the plan is to begin to schedule interviews and discussions with the search team. So at that point, that's where we are. I've asked all the members of that team to provide a list of their candidates by the end of January, so that beginning scheduling some interviews and sorting through the resumes.
Thank you for the information, but respectfully, I guess my question, and maybe this is a question for the solicitor, would be, is it necessary? I mean, our community knows what they want. We're hearing it loud and clear, at least I am hearing it loud and clear. So is that process necessary? Are we required to follow that process? Or if enough of us tonight wanted to follow through with just making this official, can we just move forward?
Councilman Bryce, it's my understanding that process is not necessary and that it is at the purview of the elected body to decide who they wish to have as acting police or the police chief of the borough.
There's your answer. I believe that was still falling under new business, though, Mr. Solicitor. Correct.
Two things. First, as you're aware, I serve as your general solicitor. I do not serve as your labor counsel. And employment matters, I would typically always advise you really should consult with your labor counsel. I would agree with the statement that was made by your manager that there is no requirement under the borough code for you to have to go through a search process for the identification of a police chief. The borough code simply says you have a right to designate who you would like, whether it be internal or external, to serve in that capacity. The second thing I wanted to provide a quick comment on is the new business section. Since I've been working with you and other municipalities, you have a section called new business. Sometimes it's a bit of a misnomer because you're all aware you're obligated to follow the Sunshine Act. And under the Sunshine Act, there's language that requires you to have to specifically list things on your agenda in order to make it publicly, so the public is aware of what action you may be taking. While there are exceptions to the having to post 24 hours in advance, and in fact, you might recall, I want to say about maybe 2 years ago, there was actually a resident who raised a point of order about something not being on the agenda and having to address that issue. So if you are inclined to want to add something to the agenda that is not currently there, it is actually not enough for you simply to say, I want to make a motion to add this. You actually have to go through the formal process of amending the agenda, or say, allowing it to be opened up to add something to the agenda. I'm not trying to complicate the process. I'm just trying to make sure you're following the procedures so nobody can challenge whatever action you want to take. But I wanted you to be aware that if you were to get the new business section and someone wanted to add something, whether it was because of a comment by a resident, whether it's because of an idea that was shared by a council member, that was great that you want to take action on, you have to be aware that you can't just simply make a motion to do that action. You'd actually have to first make a motion to open up the agenda in order to allow that action item to be added. After that is approved, then you could move forward with the action item itself. Seems a bit cumbersome, but that is unfortunately what the law requires. And then my last comment, going back to my first of the, I don't serve as your labor counsel. You may, perhaps if this is something you want to do, maybe you want to consult with your labor counsel to make sure that there are no issues or concerns related to that before adding it to the agenda or taking action at a subsequent meeting. But again, that's up to you what you want to do. I'm sorry for so many words. I'm going to stop now.
Thank you, Mr. Hitchens. Mr. Bryce, do you have any follow-up thoughts on that?
No, I think what I'll try to do under new business is make a motion to amend the agenda and add an agenda item. And if that passes, I'll make a motion to make Acting Chief Devlin the official chief of Lansdale Police Department pending a review by Labor Council on the legality and contract negotiations. See how it goes.
Mr. Herbert?
I appreciate what we're talking about doing, and certainly the lieutenant is a worthy candidate for this. I do have the concern that this is not a full body right now. And one of those missing people is actually the head of the police department itself and the mayor. I am sure she should and wants to have a voice in not just this hiring process, but the next person that she is going to operationalize with the police department. I think that's an important thing. She is not here tonight. I would want to hear her opinion on making this choice now. Additionally to that, Councilman Yetter is not here to voice his opinion on that. Now, it could pass, it could be, this is an important vote is what I think I'm trying to say. And I don't know that doing it tonight with an unfull body would be appropriate. Certainly, if it passes, that's what happens. You know, it's the way of majorities, but some consideration for your missing colleagues might be appropriate here as well.
Okay. Sir? So public comment has concluded already.
So
Fair enough. Mr. Ernst, if you'd like to provide a quick summary on the costs incurred, my understanding is they are not substantial at this point.
So, Mr. Sarnasinski, the cost right now to the borough is just staff time. And the three consulting chiefs have agreed to do this for their time, no cost. To this point, there has been no cost to the borough except for time of staff.
Thank you, Mr. Ernst. Okay, wrapping up just the comments part before we move into anything else. Looks like Councilwoman Fuller's got something to say.
I do. Just to get everybody excited, the contract has been signed. We will have fireworks in 2026, August, I just want it so badly, August 29th, 2026. Woot, woot. Yeah, fireworks. Sorry, Rick.
Thank you very much. That is a nice moment of levity. Thank you. All right, I guess that concludes comments to go to council. Any old business? Oh, I have one thing to say. I'm so sorry. I did want to notify everyone that we will be meeting in executive session following this meeting. Obviously, no action taken during this meeting due to that. Old business. All right, onward to what I'm sure will be a very interesting period of new business.
Yeah, let's give it a try. And thank you, Councilman Herbert. I do respect the opinions of those who aren't here today. And I would hope that they still would have a voice in the process, because we would still have to, if this were to approve, to be approved, we would still have to do the contract negotiations and all that stuff, and it would still be pending finalized. It wouldn't be officially official, but it moves the needle.
Yeah.
It basically closes the search process, I guess. But I make a motion to open the agenda to make an amendment to the agenda.
I'll second that.
We have a motion and a second. Any comments or questions on this particular piece of business? Mr. Hitchens, if we go, all right, I need you to stop me because this is
Yeah.
a new process here.
Yeah, no, fair enough. So just so that the motion is clear, it's not just to open the agenda to amend it, it's to open the agenda to amend it to specifically add a motion to appoint Mr. Devlin to serve as the chief, not at the acting chief, the chief of the Borough of Lansdale, subject to a future contract. Is that generally what you're asking to do?
What he said.
Okay. So I just want to make sure it was clear as to
That seems legal.
looking at the language, you just have to state exactly why you're looking to open the agenda. I just want to make sure that was clear. So thank you.
And Councilwoman Fuller is still seconding the edited version. Okay, great, thank you. Any comments or questions before we move forward with voting on opening the agenda for this particular purpose? All right, I suspect,
If there are no comments or questions,
Mhm.
if I can just read to you what the Sunshine Act says, so you, again, understand the process.
thank you.
It states, with regard to changes to the agenda, 1, upon majority vote of the individuals present and voting during the conduct of a meeting, an agency may add a matter of agency business to the agenda. The reasons for the changes to the agenda shall be announced at the meeting before any vote is conducted to make the changes to the agenda. The agency may subsequently take official action on the matter added to the agenda. The agency shall post the amended agenda on the agency's publicly accessible internet website, if available, and at the agency's principal office location no later than the first business day following the meeting at which the agenda was changed. So I just want to make sure you're aware of the procedures, explaining why I wanted to clarify that it's being done before the vote. If a majority of you, current, present, and voting, vote to add it, then you can move forward with the action item itself. Just want to provide that clarity.
Thank you. Appreciate that. All right,
So right now, we are just voting on the
opening the
opening,
agenda. This is
not on
this is not the vote on the
issue
chief himself.
itself.
Correct. And the manager has correctly alerted me that you probably should take public comment before you
Yes.
take that action so
I
that
was thinking that. yeah.
everyone has that opportunity. Thank you,
Thank
Mr.
you.
Manager.
Thanks to both of you. Okay, any public comment on the opening, not on Action Chief Devlin himself, on the opening of the agenda? This is a very attentive room right now. Thank you. All right, any further comments from up here? Okay, Stacy, I think we probably ought to do a roll call for this. Thank you very much.
BJ Bryce,
Yes.
Mary Fuller,
Yes.
Gary Herbert,
No.
Andrew Carroll,
Yes.
Rich DiGregorio Jr.,
Yes.
Meg Curry Teo,
No.
Carrie Oglesby. Yes. Rafia Razak,
No.
and Mike Yetter's not here.
Okay, sounds like the ayes have it. The agenda is opened. And now I take a motion.
Yes.
The next thing? Okay.
So now you should take the motion. So presumably, Mr. Bryce, you'd want to make the same motion to officially take what action you would ask to open it for. There would be a second. After a second, comments by council. Make sure you allow the public comment on that. And then I would suggest doing the roll call vote again.
Yeah, thank you. I've got a
Yeah.
couple lights on over here, so.
Yes, yes,
No.
what he said.
Who's gonna- What he said, okay, and are you?
Second.
Okay, great. So we all know what he said, right? Everyone, no one needs clarification here. Okay, outstanding. Public comment on the appointment of Acting Chief Devlin to full permit for contract.
I think council comment first,
Sure,
perhaps.
absolutely.
I would. I mean, this is a surprise. I commend Mr. Sarnasinski for bringing it up. I think that we have, as a body, individually and collectively, heard a number of residents. We've also heard from the department support for Acting Chief Devlin. And I know we started a search process, and I did not disagree with that, but I agree with Mr. Bryce. It seems the will of the public and certainly the will of the department, which I think is probably the most important thing. I mean, I was on the search committee for the last chief, on the search committee for this chief, and I have not seen the outpouring of support that I have seen for Acting Chief Devlin. So I support that appointment.
Anyone else up here?
Sure, I'll make my comments publicly known. I have been in support of Acting Chief Devlin from the beginning. I think I don't understand, and I have, made it clear to my counterparts up here that I don't see why we would waste the time or effort or staff time, which does cost money, to go through a search process when what are we looking for? Chief Devlin has all the qualifications. He's going to school right now for the one thing he's missing. He's SWAT commander. He's been an active member of our police department with various accolades for the past 30 years, like Mr. Sarnasinski pointed out. I've had numerous residents come up to me and say how much they support Ryan, which again, to Councilwoman Fuller's point, did not happen with the previous chief. So I'm all in favor of this, and thank you, Mr. Sarnasinski, for bringing it to our attention. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman Oglesby. Anyone else? Mr. Ernst?
Thank you, Madam President. I would offer a reiteration of Greg's comments earlier that I have personally worked very hard to create a culture of teamwork among the department heads that I truly respect for everything they do. And in the few months that Ryan has been elevated, so to speak, to that team, he has been a true teammate for us. In my experience with other colleagues of managers throughout Montgomery County, the relationship between the police chief and the municipal manager is one of the most important in the organization. And I would suggest that the relationship that Ryan and I have worked on, not only over the years as before he was interim chief, but since he's been interim chief, has been one of complete cooperation, working together and trying to keep each other informed about what we are all doing in the organization. I believe that relationship can only get stronger, and I would completely support, although I don't get a vote, I would completely support the move in elevating Ryan into that position. So thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ernst. Last chance, folks. All right, I'm going to put my 2 cents in here. I'm going to be voting no on this, and I want to be very clear that it's not a no vote on Acting Chief Devlin himself. I think this does him a disservice. It is disrespectful to the process. It skips many steps of vetting him and holding him up against many other candidates to show that he has truly earned this position. I don't want there to be any speculation in the community that we just moved him up because he was here. I think Acting Chief Devlin has quite a lot going for him. I would like to give him the respect of going through the process properly and being able to say that he got this job the right way. That's my 2 cents. My no vote is not a reflection on you. All right, any last comments? Take that as a no. All right.
Yeah, I'll make I'm sorry, Madam
Yeah.
President. Yeah, just thank you. Thank you guys for entertaining this tonight. This is unusual. I think it's the first time I've ever tried to do something like this because we do like to talk and we like to chat, and I respect everybody, even the folks that weren't able to make it tonight. But I think it's a right decision. I've felt that way for a long time now, and I've shared that with pretty much all of you, as well as Acting Chief Devlin, who hopefully I get to call Chief Devlin before the end of the night. I don't feel, and I respect the perspective that I've heard that, putting him through this process vets him. But to me, the fact that the community has resoundingly came forward to support him and to go out of their way to reach out to me, to tell me, what are you doing? You know, just make him the chief. Like, he deserves this. He's earned this. He's spent the majority of his, what is it, 25 years? Yeah, 30 years with the Lansdale Police Department. He's vetted. He's been vetted. He's been properly vetted, as better as anybody or anyone could be. And he's earned this position. And so I hope he gets it. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman Braish. Councilman Herbert.
This is a vexing one for me. I've had the opportunity to work alongside Lieutenant Devlin as mayor, and you are an exceptional candidate, no questions. I also feel strongly, as you know, because I've been inside the beast, if you will, inside the internal workings of our department. Every single officer earns every single promotion, bar none, tests, questions, answers. They do the work to get to that next job, and there's a process for it, and they go through it and they earn every step of that. And I struggle to get to a place where this particular promotion is not subject to that here, right? And I respect the hell out of you. I really do. And I want you to earn it. I want you to go through this process, and I want you to really showcase all of the skills that you have, because I know you have them. I want to see that. And it's not because you don't deserve to be at the table. It's because it's part of getting to that next place. I want you to stand toe-to-toe with the candidate list that we have includes people from across the country and locally who currently are chiefs of police, who have done the job, and I know you can stand toe-to-toe with them, and I want to see you do it, and I want to see you earn it, because I think that's important to get to that next place. And it has nothing to do with, you not being qualified, you not being a good candidate, none of that. I believe in all of that, but I also want to see you go through it. And so I'm going to vote no tonight because I want to complete the process that we began. I want to complete the process that I think we are owed, and that you are owed, and that this community is owed. I understand that, very popular lieutenant, very popular acting chief, all positives, all great. And if you mark the same as every other chief in this search, you will win for that reason alone. But you still have to check the boxes. We still have to go through the process, and that's important. So, tonight I'm going to vote no. I wish and hope that we're able to get through the process so that we can have that opportunity to stand there and check those boxes with you and go from there. Really tough choice. I do appreciate the opportunity to entertain this publicly, and I understand that, but I'd like to see us complete our process.
I do understand the point of the process, but I think Councilman Braish brings up a solid point. This is what, he has been vetted 30 years. This is the will, people, again, I've been up here a number of years. I've not seen the support for anybody's position that I have seen and received for Acting Chief Devlin. And it goes beyond, I did mention the public that have reached out to us, the department, 100% in favor of this, but I neglected in my last comments to also mention the number of letters that were shared with all of us, unsolicited letters from surrounding area police chiefs also wanting to work with Acting Chief Devlin in Montgomery County and throughout the community and the area, the Tri-County area. So I think, I hate to waste people's time. I get the process. I don't think, we should approve Acting Chief Devlin just because he's the body in the position, but I do think he has been vetted. I think the constituency that we've been elected to serve wants this choice made, in addition, again, to the full department and surrounding police chiefs.
Thank you, Councilwoman. Are we for real done this time? Okay. Mr. Solicitor, I open it back up to public comment. Now I see you looking at the code book. I want to make sure I'm missing any other like steps in this process. So,
No,
yeah, it's a little intimidating.
That's why I always bring it. No, at this time, I think it's appropriate to accept public comment.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, folks, to the mic, please, sir. And as before, I know we already got it, but name and address just.
Mike Sarnasinski,
Thank you.
503 Delaware Avenue. I didn't intend to cause this kind of consternation amongst all of you here tonight. I only thought of this not knowing the ramifications that the solicitor went through, but I thought of this before the meeting, and I just wanted to say that part of my reasoning was I saw what happened with the traffic study. Supposedly the number was $28,000 was spent. Chief Trail, all the officers knew where the areas were in the borough that had to be addressed. We spent whatever the number was in addressing that. So I didn't want to see when we have a perfectly capable candidate here that's been a lifelong resident, 30 years as a police officer, head of the Montgomery County SWAT team. I didn't want to see the borough go out with an outside search. Apparently they have. I don't know if there's been any cost for that, just for to get resumes from police chiefs all over the country. But you're going to bring those people in and interview them. You're going to bring 10 of them in. And we're going to be talking about this in April. He's still going to be interim chief. So I would hope that I would like to thank Councilman Bryce for following through on my urge for someone to have some gumption tonight and bring it to the table. He did it. I say, despite Councilman, it's hard for me to say that, Councilman, ex-mayor Herbert, and if anyone up there was going to want to check the boxes, I assumed it would have been you. I'd just like to say that. So if we can do that without checking the boxes, get it done tonight, I think you'll all be thankful later. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Fuller?
Alan Fuller, 1582nd Street. The first part of this meeting, we talked about the economic situation of the community and how we cannot be squandering money. Here's your first chance, because everybody knows who the right candidate is. Anybody who would want to continue the process obviously doesn't care about squandering money. So we'll see.
Thank you, Mr. Fuller.
Can I clarify something there?
Briefly, please.
Yeah, it is my understanding that the process that we were engaging in was not going to be extensive in its cost in any capacity. Historically, when we have looked for a chief, although I was just coming on as mayor at that time, we spent several tens of thousands of dollars on consultancies for that one. This one, I believe, we were utilizing the chiefs of police from the local area at their own volunteering at no cost to help us find a better chief, or a current chief, or new chief, excuse me, not a better chief. And so there was no expectation that there would be extensive spending on this particular search.
Any further public comment? Ma'am.
Susan Sarnasinski, 503 Delaware Avenue in Lansdale. To basically the community, have you ever had a conversation with Chief Devlin? We met him out in the hallway last month, and he just lights up talking about this community. He loves Lansdale Borough, absolutely loves it. His face just shines. Isn't that what we would like in our community? A police chief who loves our community and wants to protect us. That's good enough for me. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Anyone else have any thoughts to share on this? Sir.
Don Meese, 959 West 3rd Street, Lansdale. While I'm an employee of the borough, I'm also an employee of the police department. Lieutenant Devlin, Acting Chief Devlin, has my support.
Thank you. Brief and to the point. I appreciate that. Anyone else? Mr. Henning.
Bill Henning, 231 East 4th Street. First, I feel bad for Chief Devlin has to stand through this. I fully support this. I've worked with Devlin for years for all sorts of reasons, and he's always been the utmost professional, helpful, and kind of like what you said. The pride of Lansdale shows in him, and which is a major strong point, major feature. I've been on the police chief committee search myself in the past. I know the process. I understand the process. We have a rare specimen here. I don't want to see us lose them for any reason. So you got my full support of making this happen tonight. Thanks.
Thank you, Mr. Henning. Last chance, everyone. Ms. Sharon.
Hi, Ann Henning Shoring, 225 South Line Street, Lansdale. I'll probably screw up my words, but I've known Ryan for a long time. Lansdale is what he cares about. Every resident that I've spoken to, and I've been here for a very long time. My family's been here since the late 1800s. All we hear is, yes, let's have Ryan as the chief. He cares about Lansdale. He's been here for 30 years. He's SWAT team. He knows what he's doing. His team loves him. And he's our officer and gentleman for Lansdale. I fully support him. My whole family supports him. And most of the residents that I know, all the residents that I've spoken to, I haven't heard one that has not supported him. So please elect him tonight as our police chief. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your comments. Anyone else? Okay. That is it for public comment. Oh, sorry, Mr. Yeah, absolutely, Mr. Green. I think there's not a resident, but an employee.
I'm an employee. I've been here 14 years. I've worked under the past two police chiefs, and I couldn't think of a better candidate than Lieutenant Devlin. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, I will, okay.
Here we go.
Now that we're
Never gonna
all
close
getting
comment.
started. I haven't been here a very long time, but Ryan has been wonderful. But I would like to echo Mr. Ernst's words where Ryan has been a team player with the department heads, and I would love to have him be the chief of police and not have a random person come in and potentially upturn our great culture in our department heads. But Ryan's an awesome person, and I hope he gets voted in tonight.
Thank you. Yes, Courtney. I see you're just thumbs upping back there. Okay. All right. Thank you from Lansdale department heads, thumbs upping from the back row. Outstanding. Okay, I'm going to move us into a vote now. I think I've gotten comments from just about everyone who is, there's like 2 people who haven't had anything to say. So I guess you're good with where we're going. All right, outstanding. Sorry? Okay, I think we're going to do another roll call vote, Stacey.
BJ Bryce,
Yes.
Mary Fuller,
Yes.
Gary Herber,
No.
Andrew Carroll,
Yes.
Rich DiGregorio Jr.,
Yes.
Mary Curry Teo,
No.
Carrie Oglesby,
Yes.
Rafia Razak.
No.
All right, the ayes have it. Congratulations, Chief Devlin. We can get it up here soon. All right, I will, we are not quite adjourned yet, but I will.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You guys are good. I'm just making sure people knew the meeting wasn't over so we could stay put. Congratulations, Chief Devlin. Welcome. This is your place where you've been for decades, and we look forward to continuing to work with you. I think many of us are with you, but this is great, outstanding. Is there anything you'd like to say, or would you rather just not quite just yet? It's fine if you want to take a minute.
So, God, I don't even know what to say. Shocked, right? And I was what some of the comments were, I am a Lansdale native. Lansdale is my passion. I love this town. I made a speech in front of the guys today before we came over here. How much this town has provided me everything. My family lived here. I met my wife at Clemens Markets. I delivered papers for the news or for the Reporter newspaper. I've been part of this town for 40 some years, and I love it. And I appreciate all the comments from the crowd, department heads, and council people. I am truly blessed. I am humbled. I'm excited. I'm scared now. But I appreciate the confidence that council has in me to move on to, I can't believe it. It's crazy. That's it.
All right, congratulations again, Chief Devlin. Pretty good on the fly there. Outstanding. All right, I'm almost afraid to do this, but is there any other new business